it helpful to kind of hear everybody's explanation about what emptiness is all about? Did you come to the conclusion, oh, I'm the only one who knows what it is? No clue. Did you think like this a little bit? No? You see, this exchange is really, really helpful, because sometimes we think that we have the right answer, right, and then we hear somebody else's view, and it sounds just as logical, and it can help us also for us to understand a little bit better. And I like the discussion groups because it's really an opportunity for people to open up towards each other in a kind of safe environment. Nobody, I hope so, nobody will use it against you, and we can support, we can help each other, and also we see that we all more or less have the same problems. Okay. So we're still with this topic, what this I is not. Yeah. But can you feel the wish to what is it? What is it? What is it? So they say, well, you have to first really understand what it is not, because otherwise, if you are in a room and there's snakes in that area, and you hear like, in your room, and you get a bit frightened, and somebody says, yeah, but look, there's no tigers. Yeah, that doesn't help. Because the tigers are also kind of dangerous, but you want to know, I want to know that there is no snake. Yeah, so that is important. So this is why they put so much emphasis on actually making us confused, because the moment you think, okay, I got it, I understand, this is a sure sign that you don't understand. Because we try to take something into conventional reality that it cannot be understood with the conventional mind or conceptual mind, because it goes beyond concepts. Yeah? Still, we need words and we need concepts to approach that thing, what it is or what is not, and then when we have kind of a framework, then slowly we can let go, and then just observe. And I just repeat it again and again and again. Yeah, maybe why don't you pull your mattress a bit to that side, and then you'll be. And slowly we are approaching the thing. After 2 years of listening to these teachings, I thought, like, okay, I think now I understand it's called the object of negation. What the object of negation is. Then Chadu Rinpoche came and he was teaching at Tushita. He said, it took me 40 years to understand what this object of negation is, to really understand what is being negated. So nobody is negating existence, okay? This cup exists, but not the way that it appears. How does it appear? Like spontaneously, when you just look at the cup, you say, this is a cup. How does it appear? Negation, object of negation. Okay, you got it? That which is, or sometimes it's also called the object of refutation. What seems to be there, but then when you look for it, you don't find it. And when they talk about reality, it's like if something is really truly existing, the more you look for it, the clearer it should become, if it really exists. But with this inherent existence, like real existence, autonomous existence, independent existence, permanent existence, singular existence, the more we look for it, we go like, no, this cannot be. It appears like that, but it cannot be. Okay? So this is what is being negated. In this case, when we talk about the self, a self or an I that exists, something more than the body and the mind. A third entity, something that possesses the body and the mind. And this is how we talk, because we think it is like that, and we never investigate. Like we say, my body, my mind. So what is my? What is I? What is me that possesses the body and the mind? We'll come to that tomorrow a bit more in detail when we go through this 4-point analysis. But it's okay if you hear it 2-3 times, it's okay. Yeah? Because if I or me would be the body, then I would have to say the body's body, not my body. And that is stupid. I mean, nobody would say, oh, the body's body is cold. Yeah, if you're sad, or if you're confused, maybe confusion is a good thing. If you're confused, you'd say, oh, the mind's mind is confused. When you say, oh, but the I is the mind. Yeah. This I that we're talking about is totally depending on thought. Yeah. And we'll try to experience it now by doing a short reflection. Okay? Okay, so we start just with a very simple, what is called meditation, if that's okay for you. Everybody knows what meditation is. Everybody thinks to know what meditation is. A lot of misconceptions about meditation. Actually, the word meditation in Sanskrit means bhavana, means training. So what are you training the mind to do? Is to be present, to see, and to see in a very clear time. So when we do this kind of formal thing that we call meditation, we're trying to first make the mind and the body relaxed, but with a straight back, totally relaxed, letting go of all tensions. When the mind is relaxed, it will become stable. That's the next point that you will want to practice, a stable mind, meaning a mind that is able to stay on its object without moving away all the time. You know, our mind is like a candle light in the wind. It goes this way, that way, this way, that way. It's absolutely not stable. So in order to see anything with this candle light that is flickering, yes, we see something, but we don't see clearly. Yeah? So then you train the mind to become stable, and you bring it back to its object again and again and again. And then with time the mind also becomes clear. And then it recognizes things as they are. But it will last a long time. Yeah? And this weekend we have the topic of emptiness, which is very subtle. But when you do Vipassana retreat, what you first discover is unsatisfactoriness, dukkha. You know? The boredom, the pain in the body, the mind is bored. You want to stay on the object, you cannot. You have all kinds of thoughts that you don't want to have. Then the person next to you is coughing, and you get upset about this. And so that's what we encounter, unsatisfactoriness. It's not satisfying. I came here to meditate and have a calm and quiet mind. And look at me now, I'm all over. Call it dukkha. And then we start to see impermanence. Nietzsche. We start to see that everything changes all the time. Even the upsetness, you cannot hold on to it. Even that one disappears. All of a sudden, poofs, it's gone. You know? And maybe you have a terrible pain in the knee, but it's okay. You use it as an object to explore it. And then you're not upset about it. There's just pain, but there's no suffering. There's only pain. And then, with time, slowly, we start to see no essence or no substance. Nothing that remains the same. Nothing that is graspable. Yeah? Nothing that is itself. So these are the three things that you start to recognize. But since the topic of this weekend is not dukkha and it's not impermanence, it is emptiness, so that's why we jump into this not so easy thing to grasp. Okay, but we try, it's okay, it's like, as I'm saying, try to bring some lightness into the whole thing, because it's, if we would understand, we would not suffer. So you can imagine that this is not an easy thing. If it could be taught in one weekend, can you imagine how much the course would cost? How much money we could ask for this course? You come to one weekend course, at the end you understand, you're free from suffering. Oh. It's good it's not like this, because otherwise it would only be available for the very rich. So like here, it's available for everybody. But if you continue on this track, on this path, one day it will be your last weekend from wrong view to right view. One day it will be from wrong to right. But even then, once you have seen that this I is not existing from its own side, it will still appear. It will still take a long, long time in order for these negative emotions not to arise anymore. But you don't buy into them. You're not reacting in a negative way. We're not creating more negative karma because you understand, just a period. Same as the Fata Morgana in the desert. You're very lucky people because all of you have probably seen one. No, it was very, very close, not very far away, the desert. How many of you have seen Fata Morgana? Okay. Does it look like water? Totally. Totally like water. If you would be thirsty and you wouldn't know that this is just a reflection or a projection, you would go there. You would run. You would, and then you get there and there's nothing. Then you would look for the next Fata Morgana. And you would run to that one, and to that one, and to that one. And as we go along, we get thirstier and thirstier and thirstier. This is samsara. Still trying to find peace and happiness in outside objects. And not giving up. Just always think, not the right object, I go and find another one. It's not the right water hole, maybe it dried up in the time I got there. So this is how you start Buddhist practice, with the view. You learn intellectually, okay, it appears, but it's not water. So the appearance of water is not the problem. You believing in it, that is the problem. That this I or this me arises as a third entity or something concrete or something real, that is not the problem. That we grasp at it and hold it for being true, that is the problem. It's like, going with a fantasy and then expecting some kind of result from it. And then, of course, when we grasp it as real and as true, we start to cherish it, and I become the center of the universe. From time to time. Not always, but quite often. Yeah? Either me or my family or my group or my whatever, but mine. Then those people's happiness is more important than other people's happiness. Okay, so this is how the mess in the world is kind of being created. Okay, so what we're negating, first we have to look. How does it appear? Yeah? How does the I appear? Okay, so we go through. So meditation is in order to understand these things, but you won't be able to do that in one weekend, especially not when I talk so much. And we're just trying, okay? So close your eyes and do whatever you think meditation is. Oh yeah.
Like the A.
Huh?
Like the A. The letter.
Like the letter. Yeah. Whatever you think meditation is, do. So somebody is lying down. Okay, that's okay. If you need to, because your back is so bad, then it's fine. That's okay. It's better to lie down, not to have any pain. But if you can sit with a straight back, because also the posture is important. So first I said when we start meditating, it's like it's good to see whether we're relaxed. So for that, again, close your eyes, connect with your body, and then go through the body with your awareness, with your attention. Whenever you're breathing in, you're aware of body sensations, wherever they are. When you breathe out, you would imagine opening up, becoming very wide and very open. Or a very good way to very quickly at the beginning of your meditation to relax is you imagine breathing with your whole body. Not just with the lungs or with the chest. But while you have your eyes closed, you think that as you breathe in, your whole body expands a bit, becomes bigger. As you breathe out, you open up further. Whenever emotions or a lot of thoughts come up, just go back to your breathing. There's so many techniques, so you have to find out what is really helpful for you. I can only give you some. Or when we find it very difficult to stay with the breath, what we did yesterday, I did that for the first time, it worked quite well. When you breathe in, you think breathing in, it keeps me alive. And then you hold your breath for a little while. Then you see that you have to breathe out, so you think breathing out, it keeps me alive. And you hold it for a while. And again you feel the need to breathe in. Breathing in, it keeps me alive. Because life seems to be very important to us, but then we don't really see or we don't really value what sustains our life, which is first is the breath. Second is water, third is food. Well, it doesn't need long if we can't breathe, that we die. Hardly pay any attention to the breathing. So breathing in, it keeps me alive. And we see that we have to let go of that in-breath, whether we want or not. Breathing out, it keeps me alive. And you just continue to do that. And then from the object of the breath, like looking at the breath, try to look at the state of your mind. How is the state of your mind? Not labeling anything, just experiencing it, living it, feeling it. You don't find anything concrete, it's okay, just to be there. Same way as you were with the breath. Then you try to find the mind, which is very difficult. I do admit. You've never done it? Very difficult. And then think the thought, I am meditating, and watch what's happening. Just watch. Before you were also meditating? watching the breath, watching the mind. Now the thought, I am meditating. Do you feel exactly the same as when you were just meditating, or is there a difference? So before the body was sitting, breathing, and the mindfulness was looking at the breath or at the mind. But now we have an I that came in. Can you feel the difference? Where was it before? Did you not meditate before you were thinking, I am meditating? In a situation, maybe the door opens, somebody calls out your name and says there's a phone call for you. There's a phone call for me. How does that me or I feel when somebody calls your name? Is it the same as the one who is meditating, or is it different? Does it have shape, color, taste, or a sensation? When you start to examine whether it has shape, color, taste, sound, or just a sensation, does it become clearer, or does it become less clear? Okay, then think you're going outside, you're looking for your shoes, they're gone. The thought, somebody took my shoes. I have to go home barefoot. How does that I feel who realizes somebody took my shoes? Probably you just put them in another place, but the first thought is definitely, who took my shoes? How does that I feel who has lost the shoes? Is it the same as the one that knows the name? Is it the same that meditates? Or is it different? And think about somebody that does not fulfill your needs, somebody that makes you angry, upset, nervous. I am angry. How does that I feel that is angry? Is it the same as the one who has lost the shoes? Or is it different? You shouldn't look, oh, it's the same or it's different. Just experience it. Just stay with the sensation. You have to be quite sharp, really looking. When you think about somebody that makes you nervous, how does that I feel? Does it feel big? Does it feel small? And think about an occasion when you were angry at somebody, you hurt somebody with your anger. Just a memory of it. How does that feel? I hurt somebody else. Don't be afraid. Just go, look for it. How does that feel? The I that remembers having hurt or disappointed somebody. Okay, then think of somebody that you love very much. Somebody that just the presence of that person makes you happy. There's somebody that is well at the moment. Not a sexual attached love, but you just like the person very much. And you're actually able to say from the bottom of your heart, oh, I love you so much. How does that I feel? An I that does not want to possess the person. An I that is happy that you know the person and the person knows you. I love you so much. How does that one feel? Same, different, bigger, smaller, stronger, weaker? It's also good to see how, in order to feel this love, we depend on others. We need somebody that we can love. We need somebody that allows us to love them. So it's also a dependent arising. It doesn't exist from its own side. And maybe the last one. Think of an occasion when you were able to help somebody in a very simple way. Somebody needed help. You were able to give it. You're not making a big fuss about it, but just remember of it. I was able to help. How does that I feel? The I that is ready to kind of come out of it, or of one's own need, and reaches out to somebody else and is helping. Does that one feel bigger, smaller, wider, weaker, stronger, more pleasant, less pleasant? I was able to be of benefit to somebody. So what we said, what we are looking for is a singular, like only one, not many.